my time is short, so I'm not able to go into detail like I wanted to because my battery is down to 13%. I forgot to recharge the recharger before I came here. And also, but there are a few things that I wanted to cover. Again, I wanted to tell a little, I wanted to thank, I posted today one of the recordings that I had made when I was here 2.5 weeks ago on May the 8th. But I didn't post it then because there was so much I was talking about that I just didn't know how to label it. I didn't know how to hashtag it. So I posted it today, and I was pleasantly surprised, and I'll say this in Serbian, when I was describing about my music story. And again, hand ID. Make sure that this is me, because I'm recording with one hand and playing with the other hand. So I've actually got it good and balanced it out. So, and then when I posted that, but I was talking about a whole bunch of other stuff, so I didn't know quite how to label it, so I put it today. And I got a commentary, and I'll say this in Serbian, that someone from Germany, I'm serious. I was pleasantly surprised, and someone in Serbian, and I had answered back, had said that in Serbian, how I play so wonderfully and how I gave a wonderful talk and everything, and they were saying, when am I going to play the next Kolo? I'm serious. And I was saying, well, also I'm going to be playing some more, but also I want to tell a little bit of my story and a little bit of my testimony about what I call the miracle Easter that 7 years ago that brought me my music back to me. And I have it posted already from a year ago. In fact, almost a year ago, this time from the Disneyland Hotel. I was sitting over there on that couch there. But I was just so excited and everything. I was just kind of rambling on and on. But so everyone can watch that if they want to. But now just to do a quick breakdown of my music story, and I'm going to say it in Serbian as well as English, because the miracle Easter, and again, I have to show the pictures from me because there's a little bit of almost time travel here. I'm serious. Where I had various memories of when I was 17-year-old back in 79, and pictures of me in Disneyland, and you'll see how I looked like in 79. People say I looked the same. But as a teenager, which my parents had given me as a trip to Disneyland for my Eastern Orthodox Easter. And various memories. It was a dark time. Various memories. It was, since I love Star Wars so much, I'll say there was a lot of things that was a door to the dark side. That's all I need to say. But the good news is, when I had laid hands and prayed over it and just stuff, memories that had come back, I had handed it to God. And then I was in for a surprise, which I didn't expect. But you see how God's timing was so perfect, because I had recorded my favorite song, Deines mein ganzes Herz. Now you guys are going to start singing along, because everyone knows I have like 5 different versions of that song, and I'll put some more. Yours is My Heart Alone, sung in German by the operetta, by Franz Lehár from the operetta Land of Smiles. And I had recorded that, but when it was my Serbian Orthodox Easter, and then we were having the family dinner, my mom, my brother, and my little niece at that time. Just a carriage is passing here. One of those carts, I mean. And then when I was on my way home, and I thought to myself, wait a moment, because what I was trying to do was keep carrying the tradition that I had grown up in my Serbian Orthodox church, that after liturgy, after worship, which we call the liturgy in our tradition, in the banquet hall, what we'd do is we'd party, dance, do the kolo, and sing. And that's where I sang as a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old. So obviously a lot of years had passed. But what I was trying to do was, through Facebook at that time, carry on that tradition. So then I thought to myself, but I had a lot of flashbacks. What are people going to think? Oh my gosh, there was a lot of issues with, when I was a teenager, with scorn and contempt, and people thought I was a joke. Who are you to sing? You don't have any talent. At that time, and there was a lot of hard feelings and a lot of anger at that time that was going on. But no, this was not anger, but this was more flashbacks, more what are people going to think? What are people going to say? But then I figured, and I remember exactly when I was making that turn on my way home, shouldn't I? But then I got to take a risk. You can't walk on water until you step out of the boat, on. And then I figured, what happens, happens. I'm going to post it. And I didn't even, to me, it seemed like I was a little bit off key, that it seemed like it wasn't quite completely right, because I was singing it a cappella. But then I was pleasantly surprised when within a week, 88 people and various people that I had known from that congregation, from the church, from the Serbian Orthodox community, they absolutely loved it. And I got a likes, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I figured, oh, this is interesting. Then I had started within a week to start to record my colos. And a lot of my colos, in fact, on the really, really up close from my hand, that was from 7 years ago on Facebook, and then I had transferred it on YouTube. Some of it I had recorded again later on. And then I thought, oh, this is interesting. And then within a month or so, when I was watching a concert from Budapest, from the Budapest Palace, where they had their yearly recordings of operetta during the summer, I just happened to turn that on YouTube, and I didn't even know what I was watching because I had studied Hungarian 30 years earlier, and I had learned a lot, and I had sung in it, but I just wasn't able to go any further because there was not any resources in learning it. So, but I had turned it on, and then I had Googled this and checked this out and everything, and I didn't even know what I was watching. But then I was watching a recording. It's called Bordala, Wine Song. That was one of the drinking songs that I included in my trilogy, which was the salute to wine. Wine is life, wine is forgetting, life is spring. That's what I was singing. On that, almost people tell me that because I'm singing so fast that almost sounds like a rap in Hungarian. So, and then I was singing that, and then within that year, within that New Year's of 18 and 19, I was actually singing that song, and I have developed a repertoire of songs that I had been singing, that I had been recording and several versions over the past 7 years. But it had started in that miracle Easter, which I did not expect. And then also, there was a lot of takeaways that I had gotten from that, because my late mom used to say, and others used to say, oh, you're comparing yourself to professional singers. You're not a singer. You're not a professional. Who are you? You're from professional singers that have been singing for years and trained voices and musicians. And so there was a lot of intimidation that I had to, what would people think? That I had to get past. But then the old saying that you have to take the risk, you can't walk on water until you step out of the boat, where I had to take that risk, and then I was really happy with the results. And that tradition has been going on for 7 years, except for this Easter because of this situation. But there's going to be another performance in a better door of my singing and performing. And also I want to greet especially in Serbian now, where I was pleasantly surprised, and in Serbian and from Germany, that someone was saying, a wonderful presentation, when are you going to do the next colo? Just keep on playing. I want to thank you. I think number 77 or something like that. I want to thank you. A quick note to that viewer in Germany, that Serbian viewer in Germany that was watching me. Dobila sam vašu poruku I dala sam odgovor za vašu poruku. Mnogo se zahvaljujem, mnogo sam srećna I zadovoljna. Pokušala sam, ne znam kako sam spelovala, čisto srpski, ali mnogo sam zadovoljna I srećna da ste mene gledali. Ako ste vi srećni, ja sam srećna isto. Ali što sam pokušala da kažem u tu poruku, kad sam ja dala odgovor, je htela sam isto da kažem malu priču kako se to desilo za čudesni Uskrs. Da kad sam ne znam kako sam spelovala, kako sam tajpovala sa greškama, ali što sam pokušala da kažem je da čim kad sam neke stvari predala Bogu I okrenula sam se Bogu za čas, stvari su se okrenuli. To je odakle je počelo sa pesmom Daj nis mein ganzes Herz I onda da sviram kola I onda sam počela da učim mađarski u roku mesec dana. So htjela sam da kažem s time da sam dobila slava Bogu, da dobila sam I jare I pare. Dobila sam sve sa jedne strane, Daj nis mein ganzes Herz, mi znamo da je to moje... imam nekoliko verzije, gledaj, izvolite, pevam na srpskom, na nemačkom, na mađarskom, na italijanskom. Tako izvoli, tako uživajte. I daj nismo im gan za srce, imam nekoliko verzije. I moja pesma Noć je tiha, mesec gleda sele kraj Morave. Isto to imam nekoliko verzije, tako izvoli. I tako uživajte. Ali tako kako se sve dogodilo, i mađarski to je drugi jezik od operetu. Jer Lejhar i Kalman su bili Mađari koji su pisali na nemačkom. I to je isto u roku familiju i prijatelje, to je duboka emocionalna veza tu. I tako da ja sam učila mađarski pre 30 godina, ali nije se dalo odjedanput. Za čas sam počela da nastavim kao da nisam ni vreme izgubila. Uglavnom, hoću da se zahvaljujem vas i nadam se da ste, i još ću da postujem, još radim na neke pesme, nije se dalo za ovaj Uskrs, jer je bilo jedna zdravstvena kriza, ali sve je u redu. Bog je sa mnom, Bog me čuva, ali bilo je jedan zdravstveni strah tu, dovoljno rečeno s time i nije se dalo za ovaj Uskrs, ali hvala Bogu da ću opet da sviram i da pevam. I u repertoar još uvijek radim na tome, ali pesme koje sam htjela da pevam, Granada na španskom, Daj nis mein ganzes Herz, to znamo, na nemačkom, naravno stvar. I onda htjela sam da pevam, ali nije se dalo, Prazna čaša na mom stolu od Tozovca. I Solemne in questa ora, obećaj mi i na ovaj čas, jedna lepa dueta, prijateljska dueta iz La Forza del Destino, Moć od sudbine. To sam htjela da pevam, ali nije se dalo. I da sviram pozdrave od Miroslava Ilića i onda luskasta si ti, takav sam ja, to što sam te dušo zavolelo ja. I onda Ruzmarin i onda, ako mogu da izgovorim, Savilo se Bela roza vinograd. I Milino kolo i Kruševjanka kolo od Radojke Živković. To je dobar izvor, hvala Bogu, dolazi. Bila je situacija, što manje rečeno, ali sve, zdravstvena situacija, bila sam u bolnicu za 5 dana, ali hvala Bogu, sve je u redu. I zdravija sam sada nego što sam bila pre. I Bog me čuva i Bog me štiti. Ali i sad da nastavimo i tako da to je na plan šta ću još da odpevam u buduće, ali nije se dalo za ovaj Uskrs. Ljudi sada prolaze, ali još ću da sviram i još ću da pevam i da držimo vezu. Mnogo mi je milo da vidim da ste volili moje sviranje i pevanje. Did you get all of that? Ok, moram sada da uzmem pauzu, ali ćemo da se čuti. I hvala lepo.